Most people think the hardest part of using AI is the tech, but actually, they're completely wrong. The real challenge? Knowing exactly what to ask. Today, we're unlocking a machine that's going to change literally everything about how you work.
So, what actually happens when AI becomes your thinking partner? Like when it stops being just a simple chat box and literally becomes the core interface for all your future work?
Well, here's the reality check. It doesn't think, it predicts. That is the single biggest myth we absolutely have to shatter right now if we want to understand how this tech actually functions.
And that brings us to the core thesis of Daniel Fankhauser's book, Google Gemini for Beginners. Because this isn't just some software manual. This is fundamentally about how we as humans are going to think and work alongside AI in the future. Okay, let's dive into this. The prediction engine. Understanding the fundamentals here is absolutely crucial, because it's the only way you're ever going to master it.
Listen closely to this. Fankhauser writes, trained on vast datasets, Gemini learns statistical relationships and generates the most probable next output given your input. When you realize Gemini is predicting and not actually thinking, you suddenly see why the exact same question, just worded slightly differently, gives you a completely different result. More context literally equals better predictions.
And you know, this stuff wasn't just built overnight. Just think about it. Back in 2013, Word2Vec was mapping words as math. By 2017, the completely revolutionary transformer architecture was born. And then, in 2023, boom, Gemini launches as the ultimate culmination of a decade of relentless research.
But, you know, knowing how it predicts creates a much bigger question. How does it actually perceive the world around us?
See, older AI models were kind of like Frankenstein's monster. You had these separate encoders for text, for images, for audio, and they were all just clumsily stitched together. But Gemini, it's natively multimodal. It's processing text, images, audio, video, and code all at the exact same time in a single unified architecture. So when you send it a photo and ask a question, it's reasoning across both simultaneously. It's wild.
Now, what's really interesting here is how it actually pulls off this massive power without just completely crashing the system. It uses this thing called a mixture of experts framework. Basically, Gemini activates only the specific subnetworks it needs for a given task. And that's exactly how it scales so flawlessly across its Ultra, Pro, and Nano tiers. It's incredibly powerful, but zero waste.
So if it can see everything all at once, how does that actually transform your average Monday morning?
Let's get incredibly practical for a second. This is where we pivot from the inner workings of the machine to the high ROI reality of everyday tasks, the stuff that's going to literally save you hours.
There are really three main pillars of everyday workflow mastery here. Number one is content creation, so drafting emails, editing reports. Number two is data comprehension. Imagine uploading a massive PDF and having the AI instantly summarize it and find the hidden patterns. And number three, task automation, handling translations, repetitive scheduling, all of that. And the best part? You need absolutely zero technical background to start doing this right now.
Let's move on and see how this all builds together. Because there is one absolutely crucial skill that separates your average user from a true power user.
The prompt is your leverage point. I can't stress this enough. Mastering prompts is the ultimate key to AI productivity. It's the bridge between getting a generic, kind of robotic answer and getting precisely what you actually need.
So the crucial point here is a simple four-step framework. Step one, provide deep context. Step two, assign a role. Tell it to act as a senior editor or maybe a financial analyst to really constrain the output. Step three, format the output. Ask for bullet points or tables, whatever you need. And step four, this is the secret weapon, chain your instructions. Don't just ask for everything all at once. Build a sequence where each instruction builds on the last one. This multi-step task management is exactly what produces truly professional quality work. But what happens when this invisible superpower gets embedded into literally everything you do? Like when we widen the lens from individual prompts to massive technological ecosystems.
Well, we have to look at the broader implications of living and working in an AI-native world, the advanced horizon, so to speak.
Fankhauser points out something here that I think most benchmark debates completely miss. Gemini's true competitive advantage isn't just the AI model itself. It's the ecosystem lock-in advantage. It's natively integrated right into the environment you're already using.
I mean, just look at this. Gmail, Google Docs, Sheets, Slides, Drive, Meet. For workspace users, the switching cost to use AI is essentially zero. You don't have to open a new tab, you're not copying and pasting, it's just this invisible superpower sitting right there where your work already happens.
But of course, with that level of access comes an entirely new professional responsibility, especially as this scales across healthcare, legal, and education sectors. It really comes down to everyday common sense. Don't blindly share sensitive client data, and remember that these models learn from historical data, which means they can inherit historical flaws and occasionally be confidently wrong. Taking that extra second to cross-check your AI's work, that's simply the mark of a true professional.
The AI amplifies your judgment. Think about that. AI will only amplify the exact level of critical thinking you bring to the table. If you bring lazy thinking, it amplifies that. But if you bring sharp, critical judgment, it makes you completely unstoppable.
Ultimately, this isn't just about learning some new software interface. It's about how you think about new tools entirely. The most successful people in the future of work won't necessarily be the most technical. They're going to be the most intentional.
So I'll leave you with this one thought. The AI amplifies your judgment. So what kind of thinking are you bringing to it?